Okay, now we're going to talk about why roof systems fail, and then we're going to talk about building code, energy, and other design considerations when you're talking about putting a new roof on. The first thing we're going to talk about is why roof systems fail. There's a variety of reasons. One of the major reasons that a roof system will fail is the roofs, more than any other component of a building, of the exterior of a building, they withstand a much larger or broader attack from external elements. Rain, sleet, snow really hit the roof more than they hit anything else, as well as direct sunlight and UV rays. And that's what breaks down a roof over time. So really, outside weather is one of the biggest components of why roof systems fail over time. The proliferation of new materials. A lot of times manufacturers are releasing new materials into the market, and some of them aren't as tested and time tested as they should be. So those can create problems and cause roofs to fail prematurely. Roof system design. Poor design of a roof system. Going over wet insulation, not allowing for building movement, or designing a roof in a specific area that has high winds and not putting the appropriate fastening patterns into the roof system to account for that. So we want to evaluate the roof system as a whole and all of the components. Some of these components, in terms of insulations, aren't as compatible with other membrane systems as they should be. So you really have to look at the system as a whole as opposed to just the roof system itself. Okay? Attack from external forces, harmful chemicals on the roof, abuse, pollutants that are in the air, fungus. So those things can cause a roof to fail either prematurely or over time. But the biggest factor in terms of why roof systems fail is really poor workmanship. That accounts for the majority of roof failures, despite problems of a bad roof design. So if something's not installed right, that's really where you see why roofs fail, especially premature. Now we talk about local building code considerations. When you're looking at a new roof, what are some of the major, building code considerations that you need to have in mind? The first of which is the number of roof systems currently present. In other words, if you have a roof system and then someone installed a second roof system on top, in most municipalities, you're required to tear both of those roof systems off and start over. Okay? So that is a code consideration. So that's why you want your contractor or consultant to core the roof and find out what the roof's made up of, and that determines what you can go back with. Another thing is proper roof slope to achieve required drainage. Some municipalities really push for and require that you have proper roof drainage. In other words, there's no ponding water on the roof. So we talked about ways you can alleviate some of the ponding water by either adding drains or creating a tapered insulation, sloped insulation to get water to the drains, or creating crickets, what they call crickets, where they build up the roof in certain areas and promote drainage to the gutters or the drains on the roof. Other code considerations would be local wind requirements, and that depends on your geographic region. Insulation requirements, which really relate as much to new construction as anything else, but they also vary based on municipality. If you have to tear the entire roof system off and start from a clean deck, some municipalities will require certain R values. Some require R values of 12 or 20 or 30. So it's important to know what those are going in so that you can develop the right roof system for your building. And then contractor licensing, and that varies by state and by region. For instance, the state of Texas doesn't require that someone have a roofing license to actually perform roofing work. Whereas other areas like the state of Colorado, for instance, each municipality, you have to be licensed in every city that you do work in the state of Colorado. Other cities and states, you have to have a state license. So you really want to explore that when looking at a contractor or looking to get work done. Other design requirements are insurance requirements. If you're factory mutual insured, or you want a certain fire rating. We talked a lot about fire ratings when we talk about insulation types and membrane types. So you have to be aware of those factors as well. If the local code requires a certain type of fire rating that you have to achieve. Some other design considerations, aside from satisfying building and insurance codes, your roof specification should consider a variety of other topics, such as the initial cost and the life cycle cost. How long is the roof going to last? So you might want to go with a more robust system that may cost a little more money and get a longer term warranty. Energy conservation opportunities, which we can talk about. The warranty, do I want a shorter long-term warranty on this building, on this roof system? The value and importance of building elements. You know, a high-tech company with a lot of servers and that can shut down or cost a big manufacturing facility that has manufacturing capabilities that they produce $1 million of product over a few hours, probably going to be a higher sensitive in terms of leak issues. The value and importance of building elements, the required service life, you know, that you're looking for, whether it's your tenants in the building or not. The existing roof application, you got to look at what you have present and then decide what you want to put down on top of it. So that plays a huge factor in determining what roof system type you can do. Then there's other factors like long-term maintenance and what you're going to have to spend and what you're going to have to do to maintain that roof. And then your climate and environmental factors.